Last week I gave you 5 reasons why the UK shouldn't restart North Sea oil and gas exploration, and you seem to enjoy them, so here's 3 more. For context, the UK in 2025 banned new oil and gas exploration licensing, although it committed to managing existing fields for their full lifespan. Some people are arguing that in the light of the Iran war, this decision should be reopened, but I'm here to tell you that this makes no sense. Okay, so the first reason is that contrary to claims that you'll see around, more drilling in the North Sea does not necessarily mean less emissions than importing other gas. The oil and gas industry often uses this line that the UK North Sea is somehow far less carbon intensive than importing gas. They say domestic gas is 4 times less carbon intensive than imported gas, but is this actually true? If we look at the facts, it is true that imported gas from, for example, Qatar is slightly more carbon intensive than gas extracted from the North Sea because of all the methane it leaks out along the way. But we have to remember that most of the greenhouse gas pollution associated with gas actually results from burning the fossil fuels rather than extracting it. When you take that into account, domestic gas is only about 15% cleaner than imports. We also have to remember that LNG imports from countries like Qatar and the US make only up around 15% of the UK's gas supply. Of the rest, around half is already produced domestically and half comes by pipeline from Norway, which somehow is even cleaner than the UK's gas. And more broadly, analysis by the UK Climate Change Committee in 2022 found that even the small emissions advantage of UK production replacing overseas production could be wiped out if that meant that production would increase overall. The second reason is that increasing North Sea drilling will not lead to more energy security, and to understand why we need to look to the recent past. From 2010 to 2024, the Conservative government in the UK handed out hundreds of new licences, resulting in 20 oil and gas fields. According to the NGO Uplift, these developments have, until now, produced only 36 extra days of gas and 64 of oil, although most oil is exported anyway. Just to repeat, that's 36 days of gas from 14 years of drilling. The third reason is that reopening drilling will not be a great source of tax revenue for the government either. Some politicians are out here saying that it will somehow provide a multi-billion-pound boost to the Treasury, but that is not the case. The basin is in structural decline, which means that according to the Office of Budget Responsibility, which is the UK's independent fiscal watchdog, total UK oil and gas revenues are expected to fall from about 6 billion now to only 0.1 billion in 2030 to 2031, mostly because of the decline in production as resources dry up. And as we have seen previously, even with new drilling, this picture of overall declining production changes very little. And instead of expanding North Sea oil and gas drilling, the credible and durable route to energy security is doubling down on expanding renewables, electrification, energy storage and batteries.